why are you here today? Why you and why now? Because we can, as individuals, make a difference. So I urge you, don't wait for the diagnosis from a doctor. Live now. No more waiting and no more worry. Get out of your comfort zone and do something, anything that challenges you, even if it means getting a red go walk. Thank you very much. And I would love to entertain questions.
Any questions?
Yes.
I know you have a daughter. Can you tell us how you told your daughter?
Yes, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. As a parent, you always want to protect your children. So I waited until I had a definitive diagnosis, and I knew that I would survive before I told my daughter. She was 10 years old at the time. And it was heartbreaking. It's hard for me to talk about it now. And it still worries her. But you have to put yourself out there, and you have to keep on living. And that's what we do as a family. I told her that Mommy was sick, that something went wrong in my body, the doctors were fixing it. We have a question over there.
Question over here, Dr. Sumi.
Actually, it's not a question, more of a comment. I want to tell you that I appreciate you coming here to tell us your story.
Thank you.
And as a family physician, it reminds me that everything that we say to our patients has such a potential for huge impact. So thank you for reminding me of that. And please continue to tell your story.
Thank you very much. Yes?
I saw the TV showing of wheeling you into the operating room.
Yes,
That
I
one
did share
day.
my story.
And it was really thrilling to see it all happen, and I'm glad it turned out well for you. But I saw it all.
Thank you very much. A lot of people have asked me why I did that because I wasn't looking pretty that day. I was scared and no makeup in my head and my hair and a net and the hospital gown. And I go back and look at it now and I think, why did I do that? It's all over the internet. You'll probably go home and you'll look at it. But I think women need to know that cancer is not something that we hide and that we speak about in hushed tones. It's happening to people that we love, and we need to fix it head on.
I was wondering if you could talk for a second in relationship to health insurance and the mammogram issue.
I don't know that I'm an expert on that. What is the specific
Well,
question?
there's a lot of questions about whether standard mammograms should be covered or are valuable. You clearly are on the side of they absolutely should be happening, and I would just wonder, as a reporter, have you experienced any information about how society is perceiving that, and how can we educate people into taking care of themselves this way, and getting the health insurance companies to do what they need to do?
Excellent. I think mammograms are absolutely necessary for any woman over 40, and I think that there's been some controversy on this, and the expert opinions have gone back and forth. But if you're a woman over 40, get your mammogram. It saved my life. I wouldn't be here today without it. And that's a tough thing to think about. I know that some insurance companies don't cover routine mammograms unless you have a history of cancer in your family. I had no history. I had no indication that something like this would happen to me. And there are plenty of organizations, and the Pink Lotus Breast Center of Beverly Hills is one organization that if you cannot afford a mammogram, they will cover it for you, and that's part of what the dollar donation will go for today. Either Susan G. Komen or the Pink Petals program at the Pink Lotus Breast Center. They do a wonderful outreach into the community to pay for it, but I absolutely believe that mammograms are essential, and if your health insurance company isn't covering it, find another way to get it done.
Hi, thank you for coming. It's clearly, through all of us, you're very pretty on the outside, but I also think you're very pretty on the inside. And I know you've spoken a lot about the doctors and your husband and the support that you got from them. But I was wondering if there was something else of a spiritual nature that maybe was within you, or whatever it was that has given you the strength to deal with this in such a poised way, and to have the peace that comes clearly across when you're speaking.
Yes, I am a Christian. I have a strong faith. And I remember praying in the days after my diagnosis. And it wasn't a complaint. My conversation with God went something like, I just need to feel your presence. I need to know that there's something bigger than me. And I felt it. And I was back at work 3 days after my operation with a smile on my face. And I don't think I would have got through it without something bigger. And when I tell you that my faith was strong and that I felt that presence, I really, really felt it. And I think anybody who has gone through a trying time will tell you that there's something stronger holding them up.
As the son of a woman who died of breast cancer, who did not respond to the early signals that you've been arguing
I'm so sorry.
women should respond to, I want to underscore what you said, and thank you for being with us today. It's a very important message, and I appreciate you continuing to get it out and the support that you give to others by doing this. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, actually. You have a very you obviously have a very public life. Was there any part of you that showed that thought you didn't want to share it with the world?
You know, I have this belief that if we talk about it and we get the word out, that more people will be aware. And so immediately after I talked to my news director and talked to my husband, very quickly I realized that I did want to share my story. I knew not all of it was going to be pretty, and there was a lot of nasty emails. People would say things like, we don't care about your medical problems, and why are you putting this out there? This is personal. But there were also a lot of emails that said things like, God bless you for what you're doing, because I'm going to get a mammogram today. I've never had one. So as long as my family and my employers were okay with it, I was determined to get the word out. And when I say why me, why now, I think it's because I am the public eye and I like to speak and share my story. I think perhaps that's why this happened to me.
I just heard that for as we passed the hat around, we raised $232 today. So thank you for the
That would cover a mammogram for at least one woman, $176. So anything, you might have saved your life.
Just as a thank you for taking the time to share your story with us today and being our speaker, LA5 has a large scholarship fund. We've given millions of dollars to high school seniors that are graduating from some of the roughest neighborhoods right here in downtown LA. We are going to make a $1,000 gift in your name to our scholarship fund. And we'd like to invite you back on June 13th, where we will honor this year's scholars, and you can meet the student that your time has impacted. This is just a token, so you can remember us by. This is an actual scholar, Rita Chang. She graduated from Bravo Medical Magnet in 2006 and UC Berkeley in 2011. Rita is currently working full-time as a clinical care assistant at Lifelong Medical Care San Pablo Roadside Community Health Center. She helps bridge the gap between providers and patients using strategies of empowerment, data tracking analysis, and workflow improvements in hopes of delivering better health care to the clinic's patient population. Rita is also working part-time as a radiology support assistant at Bay Medical Management. She provides clerical and technical support to radiologists, technicians, and staff members of hospitals in the East Bay. She operates picture archiving and communication systems by verifying and completing imaging cases for radiologists. Come this July, Rita will matriculate to the class of 2018 at the University of California, Davis School of Medicine. Very good pick today. Bob Donahue, chair of our scholarship committee. As a radiologist here, and this is her message. The LA5 Rotary Scholarship money helped me tremendously throughout my undergraduate career. It became especially helpful during the summers when I took summer classes because financially it gave me enough to cover only for summer tuition. Scholarship money bought my laptop, textbooks, and covered many of my living expenses. The extra aid meant that I could focus on my studies and find my passion without feeling an urgency to find a part-time job while adjusting to my new environment. It gave me the opportunity to explore extracurricular activities, allowed me the time to participate in community service. The scholarship money helped my family as well. My father lost his job when I started college, and being already low income, my family struggled even more financially. The scholarship money gave my parents the reassurance that at least I was doing fine financially, so my finances were one less problem occupying their realm of concerns. With all said and done, my family